Today's show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie is asking for prayers following the disappearance of her mother, Nancy Guthrie, whom police now believe was abducted from her home. In an Instagram post shared February 2nd, Savannah asked supporters to keep her mother in their prayers, writing in the caption, "Thank you for lifting your prayers with ours for our beloved mom, our dearest Nancy, a woman of deep conviction, a good and faithful servant. Raise your prayers with us and believe with us that she will be lifted by them in this very moment. We need you." The broadcast journalist continued the post with a quote from the Bible verse Isaiah 26:3, which reads, "He will keep in perfect peace those whose hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord." The caption then concludes with, "Bring her home." Savannah was notably absent from the Today Show the previous morning, where her co-anchor Craig Melvin shared the news of her mother's disappearance, calling it a deeply personal story for us. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen around 9:45 p.m. on January 31st at her home outside of Tucson, Arizona. Her family reported her missing at noon the next day after she failed to show up for church. According to Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos, Miss Guthrie's family searched her home and property for nearly an hour before calling 911. The case was initially treated as a search and rescue mission, with Pima County search and rescue teams being assisted by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. But in a press conference on February 1st, Sheriff Nanos announced that authorities were now considering the case a crime.
As I said yesterday, we saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime, and we're asking the community's help.
In a February 2nd update, the sheriff stated that the investigation is now moving forward under the assumption that the 84-year-old was, quote, taken out of her home against her will. NBC's Liz Kreutz broke down this latest update in a video shared to Instagram.
We do know that there were cameras in the home. We know that she had they have her cell phone, that it was left there along with some other items. And authorities right now are going door to door trying to find other Ring camera footage in the neighborhood. We saw members of the community driving around with a photo of Nancy, trying to find anybody who may have seen her. But authorities are saying that this is not a situation of somebody who just has dementia and walked away and got lost, that she is cognitively with it, and that this is now being considered a crime.
Speaking to NBC News, Sheriff Nanos offered a message to anyone who may be holding Nancy, urging them to, quote, let her go and just call us. He also emphasized the urgency of getting Ms. Guthrie vital medication that she needs to survive. Sheriff Nanos then became emotional when speaking of the continued efforts to solve this case.
This just doesn't happen in Tucson. You don't see someone at 84 years of age go home, go to bed, and in the middle of the night just disappear from her own home, from her own bed. That's not who we are.
Is this an unusual case for your community?
Yeah, absolutely. We get people who walk away from their homes. We get missing people in the mountains hiking and in the desert trails. But I can't think of the last time where in the middle of the night in someone's bed, an 84-year-old woman disappeared on us. That's a challenge for us, and it's something we just want her back.